What's up guys, my name's Ash and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video guys, we've got some custom tactics and player instructions for my personal favourite formation in FIFA 23, this being the 4-2-3-1. Now just before we get started guys, I would appreciate it if you could drop this video a thumbs up as it does really help me out. And with all that aside guys, let's get right into the video. It's time for footies, so if you guys want any FIFA 23 coins, make sure you check out MMOXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're fast, cheap and reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. Okay then guys, so starting off with today's custom tactics. For the defensive style, as always, we have this on balanced. This is because it does give us the best control over our defense, where we're able to press our opponent when we want to press, and then we're also able to drop off and be a little bit more passive when we need to be. So it does give us the best control that the other settings do not give us. For the defensive width, we have this on 40. This is so we can keep a primarily nice and narrow defense, which will stop all those gaps in the middle and stop our opponent being able to just run right through the middle of us, which is why I do like it very much. For the depth guys, we have this on 65. This is so we can win the ball back higher up the pitch when we do lose it and keep up the pressure on our opponents. So yeah, a high depth I do actually really like. Your players will always end up in a drop back state anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I do like to have a higher depth for those instances where we want to regain possession quickly. For the build up play guys, we have this on balance. This is because it's the most consistent and varied form of build up. When you have this on balance, you can pick and choose when and where you use each style of build up. For example, slow build up, fast build up. So it does give you the variety that the other settings do not give you. Now moving on to chance creation guys, we have this on direct passing. This is because it's the most meta option in the game. When you use direct passing guys, your attacking players will bunch up against the opposition players, making it very easy to do like the 1v1 isolation plays. It's just the most meta for creating chances and I cannot suggest it enough. For the for the attacking width guys, we have this on 48. This is so we don't make the attack too narrow, even though this is a narrow formation, and at the same time we don't make it too wide to the point where it feels like a 4-2-3-1 wide. So it's just a really nice balanced width. Speaking of balance, for players in box, we have this bang in the middle on 5. This is so we can get a few players into the box to finish off the chances, but again we don't overcommit everybody to the point where we're always getting counter attacked. And as for corners and free kicks guys, I have these both on 1 because there is a set piece routine that I use which requires these to be on 1. There is a link to that in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now moving on to the player instructions guys, on the striker we have him on stay central and mixed attack. We have him on stay central because we don't want this player drifting off into the wider areas. He's our striker, so we do want him to maintain those central positions primarily. We also have him on mixed attack as I feel like you get a lot more out of the player this way. When you put them on mixed attack, you get a lot more versatile movements, they do a lot more, and it's just a lot easier to attack in my opinion. For the cam guys, we have him on stay forward. This is so it always gives us another outlet when we do win the ball back. It is a very useful tactic to have, but other than that we'll leave him alone because we don't want to restrict him all that much. As for the right cam and the left cam guys, we have them on comeback on defense and get into the box for cross. We have them on comeback on defense, so it does make this defending a 4-4-2. This is so we're defensively solid and we're good in attack because these players will come back to defend as a right mid and left mid, covering those spaces that would be left usually. We also have them on get into the box for cross, so they don't hesitate to get into the penalty area and cause problems to the opponents. As for the left CDM guys, I use a more defensive minded player, so we have him on stay back while attacking, cut passing lanes and cover center. Stay back means he's not going to go forward, cut passing lanes means he's always going to look to break up the play, and cover center means he does defend those central areas. As for the right CDM guys, I use a more box to box style player, so we have him on the default settings and cover center. The default settings are because we don't want to restrict him all that much, and cover center means he will defend those central areas. As for the left back guys, my more attacking fullback, I have him on balanced overlap. This is to give us extra width with the overlapping runs, which is very useful as we'll have both wide and narrow attacking options. As for the right back, my more defensive fullback, I have him on stay back and overlap. We have him on stay back, so we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, and then we have him on the overlap run style, so when we do send him on a run forward, he'll make the overlapping runs. As for the centre backs and the keeper guys, these These are on the default settings and I do not touch them. But yeah, they are my custom tactics player instructions for the 4-2-3-1. If you have enjoyed or found this useful, please be sure to drop this a like, sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.